Episode 45, the start of the 2032-33 season. Welcome back to Puck to Prem. Yes, folks, how are you doing? A warm welcome back. If you missed yesterday's transfer special, I'm just going to show you this graph with absolutely zero context, and if that is no reason to go back and watch, nothing will be. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. We are here on the eve of the EFL Championship season. Our first game of the season is away against Wigan, and following on from that, we have a game against Norwich, a team who were awful last year. They've lost a couple of key players. Don't think that's an easy one either, though. 2 away games away from home to start the year does not exactly feel kind, does it? Nor does the board expectation for this season. They want a mid-table finish in the Championship. You know what, actually, I say that. That is not that unreasonable. I feel like last year we finished 10th. That is mid-table, right? But if we are going to match last season, we are going to have to do it without some key players. Suljic, of course, sold to Rangers for £14 million. Was it 14 million in the end? I'm pretty sure it's 14 million. It was indeed. He's made his debut. He's already played quite well in Scotland. Denner also left the club. Admittedly, £4.6 million feels like chump change, but that was 2 starting defenders leaving, and we've not exactly replaced them with quality of a higher standard. In fact, when it comes to the recruitment this year, I will describe it as restrained. Of course, we have picked up El Hadj Malik Diouf, who is going to be our new starting left-back for the year, having just won AFCON in real life. Elsewhere, though, I have made 2 signings since last episode. The first is someone that I signed just because they were available, really. Ryu Tae-young, we have signed from South Korean side Gyeongyam. I'm definitely not saying that correctly. We picked him up for £145,000. He's immediately gone back on loan to them. We paid peanuts for him. I'm hoping he's the kind of player who develops and becomes a first-team player, or alternatively, we do look to just sell on for some money. The other signing I've made since last episode was the long-awaited, much-needed backup right-back who could kind of play left-back as well. We've gone with Panteleo Creti. This man is homegrown in England, which is a big tick there. We've signed him for £775,000. He has played for Plymouth Argyle for many, many years at this point. Never really played at a championship level, so a little bit unproven perhaps. He's not the best wing-back going forward, but he is a pretty good athlete with some really well-rounded physicals and mentals, and he's got okay crossing, he can mark, he can tackle, and you know what, I think for the price he's great. The only concern maybe the wages. £5,500 for this guy is not cheap. But you know what, after the pre-season we had and the issues we found finding depth in the fullback areas, to bring him in to play right back, I think can only really just be a bit of a good thing. I'm relieved we found a body. Admittedly, ultimately, he could be more than a body if needed, but I do feel like when you look at Maria Garcia and consider the fact the boy is 19, he is still very much nailed on to be our first choice right back this year. Of course, this season is going to be the debut of the 4-2-3-1, the brand new system. It's also going to be the big debut today of Ambrosio, the 19-year-old who really inspired this tactical revolution and evolution. Gone are the days of us playing counter-attacking style football. I really want to see us knock around the ball with shorter passes at a higher tempo, control games in a way we haven't so far over the last couple of years. And of course, we are also playing on a positive mentality. If this doesn't work, we can just go back to the counter-attacking, not-so-pretty football, but I want to try and be a bit expansive this year. Of course, it does go without saying, with this massive amount of money in the bank and a big recruitment budget, we could still sign some players. The issue, of course, is we are a League 2 reputation club, and whilst we have all of this money, I feel like I'm just going to get scammed if I actually want to sign anyone for this money. We have a team, it has good balance. This is money we can squirrel away, and it's also money I'm already looking to reinvest. Looking at the board requests here, you can see I've just recently requested training and youth facility upgrades as well as improved youth recruitment. Fingers crossed, touch wood, those are going to go through. Now, before we do dive into today's episode, I want to discuss the hot topic of the YouTube comments section yesterday, which is always fun. I want to discuss Aguiar, strikers, and Peter Griffin. There was a lot of chatter in the comments, wasn't there, regarding Aguiar? If you scroll down on yesterday's video, you saw it. We turned down a bid, I think it was around £7 to £8 million for Aguiar from Oxford. And people thought I was off my rocker, but I feel like there is method to the madness. Firstly, it's not like I need more money right now. Aguiar, proven goal scorer in the Championship last year. Worth remembering, he did break his ankle at the start of last season. It took him a long time to get going. He did hit double-figure goals in the end. And in terms of what he offers in terms of jumping reach, bravery, really good teamwork, he is a striker we can rely on as a lone striker, especially if we do revert back to the more direct system. I feel like Aguiar is the big target man. New record football club signing Maseni is probably going to be starting for us today up top, although I think there's going to be a degree of fluidity with the team. Maseni, very, very mentally gifted, a good playmaking player who's actually quite quick as well. I love his teamwork, his vision, his passing for a striker is great. Admittedly, his finishing and first touch, his dribbling, perhaps could be a tiny bit better, but with us looking to dominate possession more, I feel like he could be the ideal striker. If Maseni's kind of the more creative, linking the play, false nine kind of player, and Aguiar's the target man, I feel like Quinones is that pacey, striking option. He's exciting, he's an advanced forward. He's that archetype of what you want to see in Football Manager. Acceleration, pace, decent dribbling. He is kind of a little one-dimensional, not the best mentally, not great in the air either. I have some reservations over him as a lone forward, but it's because we do have Quinones in the team. I actually don't really rate Peter Griffin. Just as a little refresher, Peter is this man here, a 20-year-old player who's actually injured, so that's perfect. He's out for 4 to 6 months, so this entire conversation is invalidated in many ways, but I didn't sign this guy for £500,000. Maybe I dodged a bullet. He was listed as having championship ability and 4-star potential, which is kind of comparable to Maseni, and some people were puzzled about the fact I turned down all that money for Aguiar and then didn't sign Peter Griffin as the replacement, and the reason I didn't is they are completely different strikers. Peter Griffin here with 6 jumping reach really isn't going to win a lot in the air. The 10 strength is, not exactly ideal. And I don't really like the lack of bravery and aggression in a lone forward. The low concentration scares me a lot. And I feel like for me personally in Football Manager, physicals are king, then it's mentals, then it's technicals. And there's no denying 15 finishing or 16 finishing looks really, really impressive. I actually think in terms of how that manifests itself in the match engine, it's not as big a gap as you might imagine. And on top of that, if I did want a Peter Griffin style archetype player to be our lone forward, I'd probably just go with Quinones. Like, Quinones is just a better version of Peter, as far as I'm concerned. And there is, of course, also BJS, who we could lean on as a very similar mould of player. Yeah, there were people confused why I didn't sign Peter. Basically, I feel like I've got strikers who are the same mould as him, who are better, and, well, aren't injured for 4 to 6 months. But it is an interesting discussion. The money that I turned down for Aguiar, had I not sold Suljic, probably would have been too much to turn down. But given we're a championship club already struggling to reinvest our money, I'm not sure what £8 million is really worth to me versus a proven championship goal scorer. Because the reality is, with the exception of Jonathan and BJS, I actually don't have any proven championship goal scorers, and I feel like it's nice just to have the safety net of someone can get goals. Of course, if this season he now goes on to not score any, I look like an absolute melon, and the fact he's not even starting this first game of the year and will be on the bench is maybe a little bit of a question mark in itself. I'm sure he will get game time this season. Anyway, our first team squad sits at 26 players for the year. There are a load of younger players here outside of the starting 11 and bench that will be just playing for the under-21s mostly this year, but we might give game time to when we can. I am also still trying to sell Harvey Vale. If I can get close to his valuation, I would happily take it. We signed him on a free transfer last year. He got 1 goal in 16. Yeah, he was bloody awful. Probably explains why no one's bought him yet. If I can't get rid of Harvey, and he is the only player in the team I'm really actively looking to sell, I will probably just try and reintegrate him into the first team. Anyway, we have got the New Look season preview screen on the new Football Manager update. They got rid of a pop-up. Is it controversial to suggest I actually think this looks worse? Does this look worse than what we had before? I'm not even really sure. It just feels like there's lots of big blank spaces. I can't believe I'm saying I missed the pop-ups. Anyway, our predicted finish is 19th. Wigan, they're behind my face. Newly promoted are the team we're taking on today. If we don't destroy them, it might be time to panic very early doors. Then again, the whole reason I came up with this more possession-orientated attacking system is exactly for games like this one today, where we ended up bottling them on the regular last year, and it really cost us. To kick things off, though, we are heading to the Brick Community Stadium. I miss when it was called the JJB. Let's go see if the stadium's any good, shall we? Anyway, folks, today we are heading northwest. We are heading to Wigan. I will say, with away days this year, I have really been feeling a bit sad about the amount of footage in stadiums that just doesn't really exist anymore. Like, I don't know if it's just me. There's so many photospheres that have been removed from within stadiums. I don't know if away days are hitting the same. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me know if you've got any feedback on the away days down in the comments. Here is the Brick Community Stadium, and I'll tell you what, there are car parks here, and they are literally built for the stadium. The Brick Community Stadium car park free. I wonder how much extra the sponsors had to pay to sponsor the car parks as well as the main stadium itself. I'll tell you what, if you end up parking in stadium number 4, you have got a raw deal here, haven't you? Like, stadium car parking 3 is nice. Car parking 1 is quite cozy in amongst the trees. I'm looking for car park 2. Does car park 2 not exist? Is this car park 2? No, this is car park 3, but this is also car park 3. Confused I am. Right, we can't go in car park 1. That is a disappointment. I don't know what all these dots are on the water next to car park 3. Maybe someone on a boat went by the car park. Oh, they did. Look at this. I say someone. I thought it'd be someone in a boat. It's just a bloke running along the grassy verge. Okay, look, I'm not one to judge other people here, but there's a path here. There's a path here. Why do we need to walk on the edge of the water? Like, what difference to the camera angle does it actually make? I'm getting a little look at car park 3 here. It looks grim. All I'm saying is, if I was doing a Wigan away day, this car park here, car park 1, recommend it. I mean, this actually looks quite intimidating. It's quite a nice ground. I love the fact that someone just drove around the car park. I say saw it was the Google Street View van. Here is the old name, the DW Stadium. I mean, from this angle here, it kind of looks like what I imagine a prison yard would look like. But that might be how you can describe a lot of Wigan, really. All I'm saying is, look how nice the stadium looks here in 2022. And then if I just go back to 2018, it's just more depressing, isn't it? Are there dots in the stadium? Okay, there's 4. Please don't let me down, Wigan fans. What have you got for me? I hope this is not it. 3 more dots. These ones are on the pitch. They're giving me reason for optimism. What are we doing here? Okay, there's 2 left. Surely one of these is going to be a match day. Google have done a big purge of all the inner stadium photos, and it's actually sad. This dot here could make or break the away day. Centre circle. Don't let me down. I think Google have ruined away days. I mean, I quite like the complex of the stadium here. You know, got the quaint little canal. You got big car parking. Admittedly, it looks very depressing. I mean, there's a leisure centre next door, so you can enjoy that. You can do some shopping. I mean, look, Wigan has a lot going on for it. Just no idea what's going on in the stadium. On a nice sunny day, doesn't this just look pleasant? Like, it's an aesthetic football stadium, if nothing else. The issue I've got is you see car park 3, you see the River Douglas and go, oh, this will be a really scenic bridge, won't it, over Douglas? Then you come here and this is it. And you just have a lingering sense of sadness. Public apology to Wigan fans. I feel like this stadium could have scored highly. There's just glaring issues I can't get beyond. For the car park, size alone, and size is not all that matters, 5 out of 10. At least that's what my partner says. Size isn't all that matters, right? Anyway, I'll be real with you. I am so excited to get this season underway. We have cooked in the off-season this new possession-based system. We've stuck largely with the squad that we had last year. There is a Suljic-size hole in the team. I guess with the change from 3 centre-backs to 2, basically we've got rid of Suljic and added in Ambrosio in many ways. O'Loughlin and Haddad have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Hardy was in the Media Dream 11 last year as the best goalie in the division, kept the most clean sheets. Going to be interesting to see how much Suljic helped with that. Of course, at left-back, the redemption arc begins for Juve, who has been left out to dry by West Ham for many, many years. He's found a new home with us. At centre attacking mid, Ambrosio's in. Quinones making his debut out on that left-hand side. And up top, club record signing Masseni, divisive player in the comments. A debut goal would be very nice for him. Okay, first game of the year, taking on a newly promoted team. Last year, I feel like we caused upsets in the difficult games. And it was games like this one on the road where we didn't have enough of possession. We didn't grab games by the scruff of their necks. And this year, I kind of want to be a bit of a bully in these kind of matches. Shout out to Whitey as well. He has provided some new 3D kits for us for the new season. It feels fresh. It's a new look Lewis FC. And I was really hoping for a goal in the first 10 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Hardy rolling out at the back. Our 2 defensive mids are going to drop deep to kick off the play. The ball is played wide to Garcia. Down the line to BJS. Top goal scorer last year. The right winger skips past his man. Looking to go inside. Garcia is there, the right back. Options in the middle. Fizzed in. Moseni scores. It's a deflected cross. We do not care. BJS working it down the byline. Gives it to Maria Garcia. Plays the ball into a dangerous area. On the floor. Deflected. Moseni reacts and squeezes it in at the near post. I feel like I've really stuck up for Moseni and stuck my neck out on the line by signing him. I need him to be this great player. Hopefully that's going to settle his nerves. Okay, halfway through this first half. So far, I want to say so good, but I don't know. I feel like another goal is needed for me to even start to think about relaxing. Juve here on the near side is getting burnt. Would Denner have been burnt there and taken on? Who knows? Denner probably would have been sent off, to be fair. Cut inside. Shot! That was not far wide by Wigan. Through just shy of half an hour here. 60% of possession for us. They're yet to have a shot on target. These are the kind of stats that just weren't really occurring last year. And that is, I think, pleasing. Of course, possession is one thing. It's not the thing that wins your football matches. It's what we do when we do have the ball as well, which is going to be important this year. Babek gives it back to Graham. Wigan knocking it around the back, launching it forward. It's through the middle. Hardy saved that. I'm going to shout some praise at the players here. I kind of want them to stay positive. Give me the green, happy, smiley faces. That was Wigan's first real chance of the game. Besides the goal that we've scored, we've not seen a whole lot of play just yet, but that could change here as Cardozo, Quinones and Juve all link up. It's this new look left flank for us where we're building an attack. Moseni in the middle is not the best in the air, can't win it. Does put the defender under some pressure. It's not away yet. We tried to get the ball in once, twice. Falls to Ambrosio. It's a debut goal for the youngster. I look at Cardozo, I look at Maria Garcia, and I look at Ambrosio. 3 19-year-olds who I want to build this team around. Cardozo won that header, donning the captain's armband. Gives it to our new centre attacking mid, who we've literally built the team around in many ways. He's playing that free roam role. He's going to find space. He finds it there. He finishes it. I've not used the free roll yet this year in Football Managers. This is a little bit of an experiment as well, but I don't know. I'm going to say I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. All I've seen is a goal. I guess I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Still is very early days, although I'll tell you what, if we get a third goal before the break, I will, I'll get a pina colada out. I'll get a deck chair out in my technical area for the second half. I'll go on holiday. BJS down the line. Ambrosio, play it inside. Moseni's there. He holds it up. He plays it to Moseni, who skews it just wide of the post. In fact, it was blocked. That was the final bit of action of that half. A half that we have dominated. And I'll tell you what, it's early days. I like what I'm seeing. I mean, it's two players making their debuts who've popped up with the goals there for us, and I don't think you can ask for much more. It's a bit bad, really. I remembered after yesterday's episode, I didn't really make much of when Teo left the club, because he was the captain. Cardozo has now been given the armband in our team, because he has got okay leadership, and I think he's going to be on the pitch a lot. But yeah, Teo's gone to Sheffield Wednesday, because Suljic went on the same day, like, no one really noticed it happen. Oh my word, they've scored. Do I panic? It's 2-1. Or is it? The flag's gone up. I missed that. I'm blind. It's not going to count. That is a little bit of a let-off from a set piece. I feel like whenever we concede a goal and I felt it there, I'm going to go, would Suljic have stopped it? That is annoyingly going to be where my mind goes every time. Okay, I'm not loving what I've seen in the wide areas so far, so we are going to bring in Silva to play it out on the left-hand side. Of course, he was the youngster we signed at the end of last season on a free, who was in the next-gen list, but a free agent. I'm also, I think, going to bring Kosa Hase on to play on the right-hand side too. Let's take off Juve. He's not a debut to remember. Let's give Sassy some game time. Am I about to make all my changes at once? You know what? I think we'll save one, but I'm going to give Creti his debut at right wing-back. Maria Garcia's had a great game. He can have a rest. We know what to expect from him. He's a man who runs around a lot. Creti is slightly better from a defensive point of view, and if we are going to go on the attack in these kind of last 20 or so minutes, I feel like having the new right back in could be a good idea. He's going to be called into action early on. Not a convincing bit of defending. It's headed away, only as far as Apter. Barron inside our box lays it back. Babek, Wayne. Bit of pressure, shot deflected. Hardy, great little save. It's weird. Wigan have had a few highlights in this game, but actually, in terms of the stats, they've only had 3 shots on target. And statistically, we've been the better team. I feel like a few of our chances, well, they've not really been clear-cut chances. It's quantity over quality for us. I'm going to put work ball into box on just as an instruction here. I feel like this is something we might look to do with a more possession-orientated system. There's nothing worse than having a spell of possession in Football Manager and it resulting in a long shot. I want us to get it into dangerous areas. We aren't going to be committing men up the field, just like we are here. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it might leave us exposed. Mackenzie bursts through the middle. Hardy, for the clean sheet, makes the save. That is the best opportunity of the game for either team. Wigan are going to kick themselves for missing that, but we're still ahead. We've still got the clean sheet. for now. There is going to be the timer shown very shortly by the fourth official. How much time is going to be added on in this game? We will find out shortly. The 2-goal cushion does not feel all that convincing yet. Let's go get another. Ambrosio bringing it forward in that free roll. Players in the middle. He's going to hold it up on his lonesome. A little bit of a dribbling move. What a run that is. Cuts past his man. Pulls it back. Creti. Mad scramble in the box. Ambrosio with an almost kind of moment of brilliance there in the free roll to create something. But it's cleared away by Wigan. And I have to imagine that's going to be that. Wigan had a lot more of the ball in the second half than I would like to see. In the end, we win convincingly. We keep a clean sheet. That is something I'm very happy about because with the pivot to a more kind of attacking system, a little bit wary that we're not keeping all that many players back. I guess what I am thinking is the bigger test for us is going to be the second game today. This is a newly promoted team. It's a team that we should be winning against. Norwich are going to be a much trickier opposition. Let's give various players some praise. Ambrosio, a goal on his debut. We signed this guy last year and had to loan him out without a work permit. He developed really nicely whilst playing in Turkey, broke into the Angola national team. And I am really, really excited by him. Now, we have actually got a midweek game that I've not at all discussed. It's the EFL Cup. It's Plymouth Argyle. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of our season. We're not going to worry about that one. I'm coming back in a week. Norwich away. If we win that, I'll start to get excited for the season. Okay, well, it's the day before the Norwich game. We're wheeling, we are dealing. Toby Knowles, we looked at him last episode. You might remember the Irish centre-back. Very, very good centre-back. Was a little bit concerned about his wages, but since we now have the Suljic money, I feel like for the fee that we've got him for, which is £600,000, it's a little bit of a bargain. I have had to tell him he's going to be an important first-team player. He's a good centre-back. Whether or not he'll be starting regularly in the back four, I don't see that being likely. But at least in the eyes of my staff, he is considered the third best centre-back in the team. And with the potential he's got, obviously, we're going to give him game time to try and get him to develop. This signing, however, isn't the main reason I'm back. The main reason I'm back is because Jonah O'Connor is leaving. Surprise! Yeah, O'Connor. It's a bid that's £1 million right now, £4 million in 6 months from Nottingham Forest. And I just feel like to get £5 million for Jonah, it's pretty good. He turns 21 tomorrow, so happy birthday to Jonah. For a player we snapped up on a free transfer, didn't exactly shine this year, and is only a backup, £5 million was just too much to refuse. And the added bonus of this deal is there is a loan back as part of it, so he stays at the club to the end of this year. I don't have to worry about replacing him immediately. I've hit continue, all giddy. Zongo's injured. Please don't be a bad injury. Twisted ankle. I mean, we'll leave it to the physio. He's the kind of player who would have been quite good to have against Norwich. Just to catch up to speed a little bit as well, training facilities were approved, youth facilities were approved after I had a chat with the board, and the youth recruitment is also being improved, so we love all of this. In terms of the damage financially, it's only actually a few £1 million. Like, the overall bank balance is still rather healthy despite all these pretty significant upgrades. Oh, and because I might forget, we'll cover the EFL Cup now. We beat Plymouth Argyle 3-0. They play in the league below us. A game we expect to win. Creti getting a goal on his first ever start for the club. Of course, he was Plymouth Argyle, born and bred, kind of. He's been there a long old time. Played against them, scored against them. Yeah, I feel a bit bad. We did play a really rotated team in this game, which was pleasing. In fact, the only player who started the previous game, who I started midweek, was Ambrosio. He went and got a goal. I just want to give this youngster as much game time as possible. Anyway, Norwich away up now, and we are going to be at full strength for this one, with the exception of Zongo. Now, in terms of replacing Zongo, I've not really got an obvious defensive midfielder to bring in of the same level, but I think Alvarez probably is our best option. And then I suppose the nice thing is Toby, who we have signed, can technically play a defensive mid, so we'll move him onto the bench. Besides that, though, not touching anything. We played pretty well against Wigan. This is going to be a very different proposition. If we're struggling to have possession, we might have to tinker. So Norwich were relegated down to the Championship last season. It was their first season in the Championship. They were actually in a relegation scrap for a while, but did have a really strong end to the year. Not sure how they've started this season. I can tell you how they've started it. They're in second. Admittedly, they've played one game, but they did win it by 3 goals. Okay, let's see how we fare. Andre Santos, Kvistgaard and Patino. They've actually got players I recognise in their team. That scares me. Then again, I've got AFCON winner due for left wing back. At least he's a winner in real life. In this universe, he's a bit of a loser, with respect to him. We've only had 44% of the ball so far through 11 minutes here. Something to be wary of, but maybe we can have a spell of possession here and unlock them. O'Loughlin plays it forward. Juve can't win the header. Cernak now looking to get in behind. Maybe cause a counter-attack. Not a lot in the way of support, but I'll tell you what, he's made Cardozo look like a mug. Hardly had to be alive there to turn that over the post. It's weird. I'm almost tempted to go to either balanced or attacking in this game. Going attacking would be ballsy. I feel like positive, you're a bit restrained. You're a bit, I don't know, you're trying to hold on to the ball and play it safe. But in a game where you're struggling to have spells of possession, and I think that's indicated by a low possession, actually having a few high-risk balls forward when you do go on the attack can be good. How has Gabriel Silva scored from there? Did he mean this? Did he mean this? I mean, the ball flashes across the face of goal here, which was bizarre in itself. He has shot, crossed, past. It's gone in. I'm not convinced he shot from that angle, but it is Football Manager. I was about to do a shout. I'm not going to be able to do the shout because instantly this highlight's begun. That was a shot blocked for Ambrosio, but we still have possession. If we can create something else here, I'll get the sense that something is changing. Cardozo on a booking is something to be wary of. Juve, Quinones, in behind, plays it across. Masseni! What a save by the keeper. We have started to have a bit more possession in this game. I haven't touched anything yet, but I've made the change. I'm going more attacking as a highlight begins. Am I going to regret sitting on my hands for half a second too long there and not making that tactical shift sooner? Salsa through the middle. Andre Santos. Nice tackle by Alvarez. Can't get to the second ball though. Bit of a gap in the middle. Salsa plays it wide. That is an insane through ball. It's flashed across. It's a deflected cross that we just about get away from danger. That was a bizarre sequence of events. We're now looking to launch a counter-attack. Masseni, not the quickest player there. Can't beat Harry Darling in a foot race. I was expecting the highlight to end. This is still going on. Juve's on the near side. The left wing back skips past one man. Can he get maybe into a dangerous area? He floats it. Masseni is under it, headed away. When we do attack, we're only leaving our two centre-backs back this year. That is a gamble. That is something we need to monitor. But we're going to have players committed to the attack just like, well, we did for a moment there. Haddad knocks it down. Alvarez, we're coming forward again. Norwich are penned back. Garcia gets hacked down. The ref doesn't give anything because it's a disgrace. And now Kvistgarden is bringing it forward for Norwich. There is one man to aim for in the middle. What is that pass? He's gone to the right back. Sometimes you see a ball in Football Manager that makes no sense. That is one such example. It's whipped in. Haddad heads it away. Sosa, edge of the box, shoots. It's 2-0 Norwich. And now we go on attacking. The change didn't go through in time. This ball was floated in. Haddad won it nicely, but we just don't get to that second ball. Our two defensive mids actually dropped really deep into the box there. You'd like to see one of them sat at the edge. Salsa afforded time and, well, he took his opportunity. Norwich are ahead 2-0 in this game. They've got an XG, well, it's going up now. Their XG wasn't that impressive, admittedly. Our total shots here is not all that impressive either. We're not doing enough with the ball. I'm going to encourage us to go a little bit more direct, and I'm also going to tell the players to pass into space. Last season, we did use pass into space quite a lot. We do have a very athletic team, so it is something we can look to do, especially against teams like Norwich, who at home are going to attack and I think probably play with a higher line. There is going to be more space to exploit when we do get possession, but to be honest, at the moment, I need to be more concerned about our defending because Norwich are forward again. Andre Santos shoots, scores. It's 3-0. Frankly, it's embarrassing. I will say, I feel like all of these goals have been a bit weird in their own way. This one is just a crazy long shot, to be fair, as was the previous one. The one before that, of course, the cross. I think it was a cross. That was a volley, by the way, by Santos. That was stupendous. Norwich committed players forward, I think, for a set piece here. We've now won it with Quinones. Oh, my word. He's turned on the afterburners. He is a speedy boy. He's like Roadrunner. He's going forward. Meep, meep. It's 3-1. I'll tell you what, if Quinones is Roadrunner, Salsa here is Wile E. Coyote. He was not wily. He was not clever. He got back, but he couldn't stop the shot squeezing in. Maybe questionable goalkeeping, but it was a powerful shot. If I want to find a positive, of the front four in today's episode, the three new boys have scored. The only one man who's not scored was last year's top goal scorer in BJS out on the right wing. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this first half are surely going to come and go. This has been a bizarrely even game, actually. I feel like if you looked at these stats in isolation, 3-1 feels a tad favourable to Norwich, dare I say. I am going to get shouty here. What was that? Do better. There's a few players who, I don't know, I want to see more from. Ambrosio on a 6.3 is not great. I do wonder in this kind of game if we just need a little bit more structure. I'm going to move him to play as an attacking midfielder in the second half and see how we fare. I think throughout this season, we are going to see us kind of experimenting with roles a little bit. Moseni struggled too. I'm going to try something that I wanted to try out with this system. I'm actually going to try Moseni as a false 9 and see how we fare. I feel like with 2 inside forwards either side, an attacking midfielder also making runs forward, we can be very fluid in the final third, maybe a little bit soupy. Makes it hard for us to mark. Do you reckon prime Barcelona, you know, in the dressing room when they were playing with Messi dropping deep, do you reckon Pep was calling it soupy? Maybe he was. I want to see the soup in the second half. I want to see our attackers flowing around like alphabeti spaghetti. Meanwhile, we do also need to do some defending. We scored once on the counter-attack. Ambrosio's ball there was ambitious and didn't quite work out. And now that counter-attack's been shut down. Silva is on the attack. He fizzes it in. It's blocked. That was a really dangerous opportunity. I'm not sure who it was at the back that got their foot in. It was a big old block. And Ambrosio surely just going to run wide and relieve the pressure. I mean, Garcia's lost sight of the ball there in the sun. It was a crazy switch of play. Malacia, throw in. I was expecting a highlight to end. I'll tell you what, don't take your seat. It's not over yet, Haddad. I feel like the next goal in this game is going to determine, can we come up with some kind of inspired comeback, or Norwich about to run away with this game and was going on attacking naive. Quinones in the wide area, looking to cut inside, already has 1 goal. Imagine if he scores from here. He skips past all his men. He nearly did score. The keeper turns it wide. We're 10 minutes into the second half. I'm just looking at players in our front three thinking, let's change things up. Okay, I'm going to try something very experimental here. Cardozo, who's our young playmaking prodigy, plays deeper, can technically play centre attack in mid, and just with the options we have on the bench, I'm going to bring him, Kosahasi and Aguiar in as kind of the 3 changes there. That will mean bringing in a new defence in mid, but O'Connor is a man who I think is up to that task. Alvarez has really struggled in this game. I'm going to take him off. And you know what? Knowles, we're going to give him a debut. The new man who's just signed, he's definitely more of a centre-back. But we can try him in defensive mid. He wants to be an important player. He can earn a spot by playing well now. 2 new defensive mids in, 2 new players in the final third. Cardozo had a stinker playing deeper. Maybe moving him up the pitch is what is needed. Well, I was hoping for a bit more in this second half that we've not exactly seen. We've got to get more direct here. Let's not play through the press anymore. Let's look to bypass it, get it into space. Let's be direct. I mean, in terms of player roles, we're kind of quite attacking already. I guess I can move Kosahase and Quinones in to play as channel forwards in a pure act of desperation. Cardozo, shadow striker, the channel forwards are on. I tell you what, the visualizer doesn't know what to do with all my attackers now. The issue is probably neither do my players know what to do right now. Norwich with a set piece in a dangerous area. It's nodded down. It falls to Vilma. And that is game over, isn't it? It's weird, between this goal, the 2 long shots, and the cross that ended up going in, I feel like Norwich have been, I want to say, fortunate. They probably deserve to win this game. The 4-1 feels really harsh. I mean, there's 5 minutes left. I don't want to, be party pooper or spoiler. We're not coming back in this one. I was going to say, the good news is our pride is intact. We've only conceded 4. They're on the attack again. They could still get another. Norwich are a very, very good team. Away from home, not going to be easy. It is a game that last season we got a result in. It's the kind of game that I wonder, little later on in the season, will I be playing the free centre-back kind of more counter-attacking system into? My hope for this year was that we would just constantly play our possession style of football. I've pissed off all the players there with the team talk. Maybe, just maybe, that game's a little bit of a reality check for us. Like, if we want to find a positive, Son Jin-hyun has made his 20th appearance for Suwon. They've given us almost £250,000. Doesn't really make up for the fact that Norwich have battered us, though, does it? All I'm saying is, when you look at the season preview, they're predicted to be 5th. We're predicted 19th. So that we were expected to lose that one. The nature of the defeat is maybe a bit concerning, but nothing I'm going to worry about too much just yet. I already kind of set things up, I think, last episode. For me, this season, it is all about developing our youngsters. We've got a really, really young team full of players in their early 20s and teen years. Want to try and distribute the game time. Really just want to see these players start to fulfill their potential, and at the same time, see the club rep rise, so that with the money we still have left over at the end of this season, we can invest in maybe a few key areas for a real promotion push. Anyway, folks, we are going to leave things there for today. Really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know your prediction for where we're going to finish this season down in the comments. And besides all of that, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you next time for more. I'm out.